Shalom. Actually, I keep forgetting I can't send it out this way. Go to send it out. Shalom, shalom. All right, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which rule well. All right, peace and much love, honors and blessings, salutations to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which hold the conduct, composure, integrity. Just coming out to do another quick live camp. You know, just for those who don't know, we come out here to prophesy the downfall of America, because it is prophesied in the scriptures that Babylon, which when you go into the scriptures and you get that understanding, you'll find out Babylon is America today. Okay, which Babylon went back to the word confusion, which it identifies the city of confusion as the mountain that destroys, that has our people, the Negroes, the Latinos, Native American Indians, all right, from Judah all the way down to Issachar, which you got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Asher, Naphtali, Issachar, I said, Reuben, Gad. These are the tribes that belong to the Lord, all right? Israel is a nation. These 12 tribes are a nation as a whole, but each of these tribes act as like an individual nation within these nations, because the scriptures do say that the number of Israel is as the sand of the sea. All right, so we're a great people, all right? Great enough to be considered like 12 little tiny nations, all right? But, oh shit. Anyway, Slaka. Oh, damn, big ass spider. Anyways, but Babylon, which is the city of confusion, which also has our people confused, okay? Because they don't know the Heavenly Father and His Son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus. That's the thing. Our people don't know the Lord. All right, it tells you I'm going to get it. It tells you in Jeremiah the 5th chapter, okay? You know that our people don't know the judgment of the Lord. They don't know how the Lord operates. They don't know what He's about, and the number one thing that they don't know is that they're the children of the Lord. All right, they were the chosen people that the Lord decided to deal with. Okay, but really the main thing is you don't know the names of the powers that chose you. Hey, shalom, elder, shalom, big Gad, Yahweh Bahashem Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash Brakatah. So, like I'm saying, though, they don't know the name and of the Heavenly Father and His Son. All right, that's the biggest crime of our people. All right, this is Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse. It says, "Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem," which the word Jerusalem in the Hebrew, which is the proper way to say it, it's Yerah Shalom, which Yerah means to teach, and Shalom means of peace. So, teaching of peace, all right? Which really, we're supposed to be the teachers of peace. You Israelites, all right, I've been making comment lately, you know, every able-bodied man in this time really should be out here, out in the highways and hedges, bringing this, you know, helping the Lord bring this place down, all right? Because this is the time to do it. You know, magnificent things are occurring, man. We're witnessing who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, which His name is Yahweh Shai. We're witnessing Him bringing this place down, man. So to see that should give you the motivation and push to be like, yeah, you know what? I can go out and help them do it. Let's all do it. Raise Babylon, like the scriptures say. All right, say unto Babylon that it shall fall and not rise. All right, but it says, "Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know, and seek in the broad places thereof. If ye can find a man, if there be any that execute a judgment, that seek the truth, and I will pardon it." But we know that that's not the case. You know, we got 2/3 of our people, all right, which even the ones that claim that they know, but clearly they're going off of the doctrine and teaching. All right, you know, you got these other groups and camps that they say Yahweh Shai. They say, well, I don't know how many of them say Yahweh. All right, or these camps that know they're Hebrew Israelites, but because they've sold out, they're teaching Christ is the name, that we're Israelites, not Hebrew Israelites, that we're a love group. We're not. Hey man, if the Lord loved the nations and Israel, man, he would have put them together. All right. When you go back into Deuteronomy, you go into Acts, you go into I believe it was Second Ezra, no, Sirach. In fact, I'll go in and get that. Salaka for being all over the place real quick, but I'm gonna get to a point. This is Sirach 17 and 17. It says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, talking about every single nation, even including the heathen. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. See, the Lord didn't say, but the heathen and Israel is the Lord's portion. He said Israel is the Lord's portion. All right, and this is going to go into the lesson that I want to talk about, man. The heathen are not chosen. This is the confusion that you've been taught, okay? You know, I made a comment out on this past Saturday when, you know, me and the two bros broke off to do a separate lesson. But I made the comment, the captivity of being in America, man, this is the outcome of us losing who we are as a people, man. All right, when you have this devil ruling, when you have the other nations ruling over you, this is a product of what happens when you are under their captivity. They make you forget who you are. All right, and then when you do get that information and enlightenment, you know, if the Lord give you the understanding, now we got to fight to get back our identity. Now we're fighting the earth, man, these other nations, and we're declaring, you know, like the scripture saying in Jeremiah, you know, one shall ascribe, the other shall surname, you know, Israel and Jacob. Now we're able to declare who we are, but it's a friction now. All right, you know, the elders, the apostles made mention, you can call yourself Buddhist or Muslim or Confucius or whatever, man, and there's no problem. But once you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite or a you know, it's a problem, you know. So that's how we know that this is the truth. All right, that's how we know that we're really the children of the Lord. Okay, because it tells you in Psalms that if we would all repent, all right, if the nation of Israel would repent as a whole, the Lord would come back and destroy these heathen and Esau right now. Because so these nations know, man, that if we get our understanding back to the fullest, everybody, they'd be done. So that's why they try to hide it and they keep it hid. They still try to demonize, okay? And ultimately they try to claim our lot, all right? But we're gonna receive the inheritance. So like, let this loud truck go by. But going back to Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, and the 2nd verse, it says, and though they say the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely, because you got our people going after the Jesus Christ spirit still. You got our people in the Christian church, all right, calling on Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh. Some of our people are Jehovah Wickednesses. You know, they go to the book of morons, and they calling on Yahweh, Yeshua, Yehuda, all right. Even Apostle Tahar, man, on his past live, he had the brother go into Google and type up what is Jesus' real name, and they tell you it's not Jesus. It's they said like Yeshua or Yahuwah or something like that. But that's wrong. But they're right as far as telling you that it's not really Jesus. But our people are stuck in it. All right, they say the Lord liveth, but they do it falsely. They're calling on, you know, improper names. All right, it says, "O Lord Yahweh, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction." You know, through our captivity, you know, 2/3 of our people, man, still hold, you know, to a Stockholm Syndrome mentality. All right, they still hold and cleave to this place. All right, some of these other groups, man, they try to speak, they try to preach, you know, investing in this society. You know, you had like a year or something ago, man, talking about building communities and shit. We're not here to do that, man. We're not here to unify. The Lord said that he came to cause division. He said that also he was to cause a brother to be, you know, every man shall supplant their brother. All right? So we're not here to unify. All right? We're here we have a job, man. We have multiple things to preach. But within that, we're here to condemn this place as well. Let it be known that this is all going to be destroyed, man. We're not going to dwell in unity. The scriptures tell you in Proverbs, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. We're not looking to unify or to share what's coming next, which is this kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Yasha Allah. Okay? And I'm gonna, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it. If the Spirit leads it that way, let's go ahead and do it. Because you had Nate. You know, that's what I'm going over again. You had Nate this past couple days ago, man. He had a little clip from his IUIC classroom, and he was, you know, saying Shalom, Israel. And that's another thing, man. Shalom is weird. We don't say Shalom, we say Shalom. You know, for some reason there's a weird, I mean, yeah, technically it is Shalom, but it's different. It's like they want to be different. They want to be weird. But, you know, he's like, hello, Shalom, Israel. Blessed be, you know, you and Christ, whatever. He said, you know, don't worry about the heathen. They're going to be with us in the kingdom. He's like, we're not a hate group, we're a love group. So what are you insinuating? All right? Because you didn't clarify that these heathen are going to be in the kingdom with us, but they're going to be under us. They're going to go back to being servants, which is what they were always made to be. Okay? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 33. And I'm going to start at verse 26. It says, there is none like unto the power of Jeshurun, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help, and in his excellency on the sky. The eternal power is thy refuge, whose? Israel's. And underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. And we go into the scriptures that lets you know the heathen are our enemies. They that persecuted thee are your enemies. That's the heathen. All right? You do got a ringleader of the wicked, or of these other nations, and it's the sons of the wicked, which is the Edomites, the so-called white man who rules us right now in this time. The one who is lying to us, who really, his hand is about pushing the most lies. See, these heathen, man, you know, when you look back into history, they fucked us up. They did. You know, they tried to steal the Ark of the Covenant. You know, but there was more humbleness behind their humility, man. When they got fucked up, they kind of stopped, you know. But with Esau, man, he pushes and pushes and continues to lie. All right. I know the scriptures say that he has made lies his refuge. All right. You know, any you know, as a death adder, man, everything that comes out this man's mouth is a lie. All right. Even with the mingle of truth, but he's being wicked behind that. You know, it's called revelation of the method, I believe. Which, you know, basically he can, if he puts the truth out there, it's up to you to discern if it's the truth or not, and it doesn't matter if you don't understand it. He told you the truth, so he's guiltless from it. That's not how it works, bro. Sorry, man, but you can't still cut, you know, loopholes. But Esau is the main one today, you know, perpetuating the lies, telling us that we ain't the children of Israel, though he knows it. All right. You had Joe Biden, man, when he almost slipped on that comm order, that he reads the script. You know, he said, you know, by the summer or by the end of, you know, last year, we want to have 85% of Israelites. But he said Israel, but he said every Israel American, bro. So you can't act like these nations don't know us, man. They've been studying us. All right. So it says. Verse 28, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. All right, because we are the ones who hold the power, the ubiquitous and omnipresent power. Man, that's who the Lord looked for. The scripture talk about he have chosen one lily of the field. All right, one vine, one tree, one plant, one fruit. Okay, and that's pertaining to Israel. Okay. It said, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. We're going to have the abundance. Like I said, man, we're not going to share the kingdom with you. There's going to be a total difference. The scriptures talk about beautifying or magnifying the beauty of Yasharahla in the kingdom. When you put a magnifying glass on something, man, you use it to zoom in. And if you pull it away, it becomes bigger. That's how it's going to be with us. All right, we're going to be on such a higher, different status and level than any nation has ever been in history. All the abundance that these nations had in the history, all combined together, ain't going to amount to nothing of what we're going to get in the kingdom. And again, our status is going to be totally different from the heathens. All right, these heathen are going to be under us, man, serving us. All right, these heathen were reputed as nothing, pursuant to 2 Esdras, the 6th chapter. So they're not. So why would nothing become something? You know, the Lord tells you that He created these nations. He created all things for a purpose. So if your purpose is to be nothing and to be a servant, all right, which, you know, you go into Lamentations, it tells that we are the head and these other nations are the tail. So if you understand that, then you understand that there's no excellency or royalty behind it. All right, you're like lint in a bottle cap, man. All right, but let me get y'all scriptures real quick. All right, in Shalom, Jeremiah 6:19. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. Yeah, that's going to you 2/3, man. You know, and I said earlier that you 2/3, a good chunk of them, or a good little number in there, is of the ones who know they're Israelites. I won't say a good chunk. All right, there's a lot of Jake now, especially in this time, man. A lot of Jake knows they're Jake, you know, but they wicked as hell, man. They still do what they want to do. All right, and how you know this is talking about our people? Because only our people can hearken. All right, it says Romans 6:20, and the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. The grace of our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach be with you. Amen. Come. But going back to Deuteronomy 33:28, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. We're going to get the abundance and the riches of all things. All right, the honey and the milk and honey, it goes into abundance. It goes into riches. All right, even security. All right. Happy art thou, O Israel, who was like unto thee. Right there, if you compare these other nations to Israel, it says, who is like unto thee? All right, when you become special or rare, there's not a lot, you know, that's why it's called rare. There's not a lot of it, because our status is going to be different. It's going to be one of a kind. All right, the Lord did call us a peculiar people, and when you go into the word peculiar, it goes into an exclusive, one of a kind. All right, so and brother made a video, man, that the Lord's going to make a fashion statement with our people. All right, so in this time, you had the heathen, man. They didn't want to share the kingdom. I can't remember who said it, man, but an Edomite, man, that lived, I don't know if he's still alive anymore, but he made the statement. He said that we know we're the ones, you know, basically, you know, we're the ones that are going to be destroyed, but we have no intention of sharing this kingdom in this time. We have no intention of sharing the earth, okay? And they said that we're going to continue to destroy. And then you had this devil that Elder Yashawama did a video on. I posted the video. But he was telling, he goes, you're not going to stand in the way of us becoming gods. And he says, if you want to stand in the way of me becoming a god, you're going to find a lot of trouble. He says, warfare will be put out. And he says, the only way that you could stop me is if you kill me. Bro, man. Or man. But that attitude behind it. They don't want to share this earth, man. Esau does not want to share the earth with Jacob, man. He wants to kill you. All right. He wants to erase you. All right. So why would we share the kingdom to come with a people like that? All right. Or to a people that never looked to help us. You know, the scriptures say that none looketh for Zion. All right. So it says, happy art thou, O Israel, who was like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. So we're going to take them down, okay? We're going to take down these heathen and put them back to where they belong, okay? You go into Baruch, the 3rd chapter. There's various scriptures I'm going to get, but you go into Baruch, the 3rd chapter. All right, I already went past it. And it tells you, when it'll list certain nations that the Lord asked who had found out the way of knowledge and who had they been given to. It tells you that Yahweh had found it all out. But it says, have the Agarenes found it out? Have they been given the way of understanding? Have the Temanites, have Teman been given understanding? It said no. So it said, well, I see it. in Baruch chapter 3 and 20, it says, young men have seen light and dwelt upon the earth, which the young men is talking about these other nations. But the way of knowledge had they not known, nor understood the paths thereof, nor laid hold of it. Their children were far off from that way. So it says, it have not been heard of in Canaan, neither hath it been seen in Teman. The Agarenes that seek wisdom upon the earth, the merchants of Meron, and of Teman, the author of fables. So when it said that thy enemy shall be found to be liars, well, what is a fable? A fable is a lie. It's a fairy tale. It's a story. All right, meaning it's not true. What do they call it? It's fiction. All right. See, what the heathen are telling you, man, what these other nations are telling you is a bunch of fiction. All right, they're not telling you the truth. All right, we're here reading the book of a non-fictional book. All right, because we know that these words are true, man. We know that there was a status and a proper order to all the nations of the earth coming from the beginning, and it was given to us by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, but these heathen, because they have no order, all right, and they're about chaos, this is what you get. You get lies, you get confused, all right, you forget, you know. I mean, and then ultimately it overtakes your logic, because we lost the favor of the Lord. So now, like it says, the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure the things that are honest. In the process of time, man, because we lost the ways of the Lord, these lies began to have an effect, and then they eventually overcame us. That's why the scriptures say that, man, that we inherited lies. All right, because now we call it Negroes, African American, Black, Mexican, Native American Indian, Pacific Islanders, you know. But that's not who we really are, man. We're the children of Israel. All right, and we are a special people. Okay. It says, the Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth, the merchants of Meron and of Teman, the authors of fables and searchers out of understanding. It says, none of these have known the way of wisdom or remember her paths. It says, and it says directly right after, O Israel, how great is the house of the Most High, and how large is the place of his possession, great and have none end, high and unmeasurable. So it says in verse 27, those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. But when you go down, you jump down to verse 35, it says, this is our God, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. So it's saying that Israel, we're claiming Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Those are our powers, okay? It says, this is our God, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. Again, it said, like in Deuteronomy, who is like unto the God of Jeshurun, all right? It says, he had found out all the way of knowledge, who? Yahweh, and had given it unto Jacob, his servant. We are the Lord's people. We are the Lord's servants, not you are the heathen, man. And when you look at it, man, in this time, in this side of reality, I'll say, in this type of kingdom, all these other nations have been given chances to see if they can rule the proper way, and they've all failed. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter says that because being ministers of this kingdom, you have not judged aright. So y'all, all you other you heathen men have failed at doing what the Lord asked of you. All right, when you were given a chance, you dropped the ball. All right, and yeah, you can say that we dropped the ball. We did, but we're justified, man. Even the 2/3 in the grand scheme of all things are justified, man. They were put here to learn a lesson. All right, yeah, the 2/3 are wicked in this time, and they are the common folk, but they're being taught a lesson too, because they're going to get their ass whooping in the end. All right, but they're going to come back righteous. Okay. Now, we were made to be a royal priesthood, a nation of kings and priests. All right. So it says again, he had found out all the way of knowledge, and had given it unto Jacob, his servant, and to Israel, his beloved. All right. It said, afterward did he shew himself upon earth and conversed with men. And you had that happen with Yahweh Shai when he came down, and when he was born, and he dwelt with the apostles, and he gave them the way of knowledge. Okay. And it was Israelites. It wasn't one heathen apostle. All right. So let me go to, this is Isaiah. And I mentioned something here. in Deuteronomy about the people saved by the Lord. All right, this is Isaiah 25 and 9. It says, "And it shall be said in that day, Lo, this is our God. We have waited for him." You don't have these. You don't have any of the other nations, man, out in the highways and hedges preaching of, a desire to have their gods return. All right, or for their God to come save them, man. The nations are enjoying themselves in this time, man. They're benefiting off of Jacob as well. All right, you remember the dog that licked the sores? That's the heathen that are prospering off of our demise. While we in here in America, man, while we soar, all right, we're a wounded dog. These nations, they thrive off of it, man. That's why you got the main example, the liquor stores. All right, shit, even the fried chicken joints. You got JJ's Chicken, Popeyes. Well, JJ's in particular I'm thinking about, but that's up there in Milwaukee. Shit ass chicken, man. But these other nations are profiting while we're in captivity. Again, man, none of these other nations, man, have sought us out. None of them have looked to deliver us, man. So why the hell would we want to share the kingdom with them? Now, I will tell you this, the heathen are going to be in a better position than Esau, all right? Because you had what was called, friends of, you had friends of Israel, basically. I can't remember, I think it went back to, what was it? Thou shalt not abhor, Assyrian, I believe. But you have certain heathen, like the Persians, all right? Was it Persians? Yeah, the Persians. Yeah, look what Darius did for Daniel. Okay, you have the Iranians. They've talked in these summit meetings. They don't like Esau, man. You had that skirmish between them a couple years ago, and Esau killed one of the commanders, of the Iranians. Like, bro, these Persians don't like you, man. So they're gonna be like the friend of Israel in that time in the kingdom, and they're gonna gladly dispense judgment to Esau, man. But anyways, but again, there's a total separation between what they're gonna have and what we're gonna have. All right, which let me go in and get it. And I didn't bring this out on our past live, but this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, and this is chapter 6 and 54. You're fine. It said, and after these, Adam also, who now made us Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Who is this talking, man? This is Ezra, all right, which Ezra was an Israelite, okay, and he's proclaiming. He says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes, Israel. Okay? As for the other people, which is talking about the other nations, it says, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. When you spit, also, one of my favorite precepts in the 1st chapter of Romans, man, it tells you that the invisible things are examples. Essentially, you can use anything as an example in this time to get your point across. But when you spit, what happens to the spit? It's there for a little minute, but it dries up. It's not there anymore. All right? What's going to happen with these heathen, man? Right now, they have their foot on this earth. Right now, they're ruling. Right now, they're in a good stance. But that's all going to go away when things are put back into order, because, again, Israel was made to be the representatives and rulers and caretakers of the planet, while you heathen were under us doing what we wanted you to do, while we do what the Lord wants us to do. Okay? Like the brother Atazamo, man, he made the statement this past Saturday. He said, we're not going to lift a finger in the kingdom, man. All right? We ain't going to have to lift a finger. You women, the scriptures talk about you being so tender and delicate that your feet didn't even touch the ground. The soles of your foot didn't touch the soles of your feet didn't touch the ground in the ancient world, man, because y'all were treated beautiful as well, man. But just showing that, like, we're not going to lift the finger in the kingdom, because the heathen are going to do it for us. All right, buggy today. But it said, as for the other people, which also come at Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle. Like I said, right now you have a position, all right, but that's all going to go away, man. Documents, paper, you know, entitlement, that's all going to go out the window, all right? Because when you look at how everything's been established today, first and foremost, it was established off of blood and lies, robbery, all right? But then you had these other ones coming in behind the wicked and doing nothing about it, all right? But, you know, what do the scriptures talk about? That because of injurious practices, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. You heathen have a part in this, man. Don't think that you don't, all right? You did what Esau told you to do, which is to oppress the Israelites, and you did it, all right? In fact, let's prove that. Let's prove that, man. All right. This is, let's see. The book of Amos, chapter 1. Let's see, hold on. Amos chapter 1 and verse, I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, which Edom is who? The so-called white man, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, which Ammon is Japanese, are the Japanese, all right? And the way that I always remembered Moab and Ammon, all right, is because I used a little, what do you call it, like a little allegory or whatever you call it. You have Moab, which is Moabc, Chinese. Then you had Ammon, which is the Japanese. That's how I remembered it easy. But Ammon is the Japanese. All right. It said, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the women with child of Gilead, that they might enlarge their border. All right. But I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah, and it shall devour the palaces thereof, with shouting in the day of battle, with the tempest in the day of the whirlwind. And their king shall go into captivity, he and his princes together, say the Lord. But you had a part, all right, with Esau, because it names you directly right after what Esau did to us. Okay, there's another precept where it talked about how, Esau was on the other side of the flood, I believe. I can't remember what book that was, but when you find out in history, you look at the history, man, Esau was behind giving orders to certain nations, when they would take us into captivity. All right. In fact, these other nations would use, at times, they would call in certain Edomites to dispense out, certain search parties or judgment, because they knew that they would get it done. When you give an Edomite a job to hunt down a Jake, he'll get it done. And that's crazy, man. Look how they do with us today. At the water, man. Sirach 10 and 8 says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Yeah. And all of this kingdom was gotten by ill-gotten gain. All right? You heathen are not set up to rule, yet you rule under the so-called white man. All right? Y'all are living deliciously, man. Look at who is it? Look at Ishmael, man. Which, you look into that, a lot of these Ishmaelites they're really Edomites. But look at them. Living in a nice ass situation, man. A lot of them have Bugattis for some reason. I'm like, God damn. But they ain't hurting. They don't need deliverance. So why should we ask for them to be delivered? these other nations, man, are going to serve, man. They were never nothing. All right, just because you polish a turd, you know, it's still shit at the end of the day. All right. But let me see. Going back to Isaiah chapter 25 and 9, it says, "And it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power," because this God only belongs to us, man. All right, He only looks out for Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua only looks out for the children of Israel, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians, the ones that were most heavily looked down upon ever in history. All right, the only ones that lost their identity, all right, but had to fight and really ultimately had to have a divine intervention to bring it back. All right, which is by the workings of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. All right, but it said, "And it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power. We have waited for Him, and He will save us. This is the Lord. We have waited for Him. We will be glad and rejoice in His salvation." All right. It says, "For in this mountain shall the hand of the Lord rest, and Moab shall be trodden down under Him, even as straw is trodden down for the dunghill." And it's mentioned in Moab again. All right. But let me see. What was one I wanted to get? Oh, Psalms 140. What is that? 147 or 149? Hold on. This is Psalms 147 in verse 19. It says, "He sheweth His word unto Jacob, and His statutes and His judgments unto Israel." The Lord's word is actually secrets. All right, this word is a secret. Okay, that's why it's a secret to the world still. What, you know, the truth. Knowing the truth is a secret. Okay, but you also had, again, I like to always include these other nations, man. They had a hand in this, man. See, Esau knows the truth, but he won't tell you. Apostle Gabar mentions all the times in his lessons, when he does lessons on Esau, or the elites, that in order to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. So for Esau to call us black, that means he knows that we're not black, we're not Negroes, we're not Indians, we're not Spics, we're not wetbacks, we're not Mexicans, we're not Native American Indians. Okay, because to be native, well, actually we are native to this land because we were here first. All right, but they'll call Gad and Reuben indigenous. All right, but there's a negative vibration behind that. But when you look at the word indigenous, we technically are indigenous to America, even though we were here first. But we are indigenous. This is not our homeland. Our homeland is Israel. All right. But if it comes to settlement, yeah, we settled here first. Okay. But it's like it. Anyways, verse 19 says, "He sheweth His word unto Jacob, and His statutes and His judgments unto Israel." It says, "He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord." So it literally, brothers call the book of Psalms the book of clear words, because how can you not understand that? He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So a judgment really is a decision. So who are you to tell the Lord what He's going to decide to do, or what He's decided to choose? We're just reading out of the book. All right, we're just reading these words and letting you know that. That's weird. But we're just letting you know what the book says. All right, you know, but it always becomes personal, because y'all will be like, "That's not what it says." Yes, it does, man. This book, first of all, the Psalms, the 50th chapter, will ask, "What hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest hold my words in thy mouth?" This is not yours. You have no rights. All right, this is not your inheritance, and it never belonged to you. The Lord never said, "Go unto the children of Ham and bring them this understanding." All right. So there was one I wanted to get. Oh, it just slipped my mind, man. Oh, Ezra. It's in Ezra, the book of Ezra. There we go. The water Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. This is Ezra chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of captivity builded the temple unto the Lord power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of their fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek our power, for we seek your power. So even right there, the heathen are making a distinction, man. We're looking for you to serve your God, not ours. So that lets you know too, man, that these other heathens, man, they don't worship what we worship. They worship something totally different. All right? The scriptures talk about the heathen worshiping wood and stone, man. That's what they do. All right? So it says, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do. And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, the king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. Because you had, I can't remember who exactly was, it was in Samaria, I believe, where the heathen came into that land, all right? And they ended up trying to serve the Lord. Because what happened was the Lord was sending out lions every time that they were going, trying to worship their own gods. So let me see if I can find that account. All right. It should be in Chronicles. Or is it? Yeah, never mind. It's 2 Kings. All right. Let's see. Yeah, right here. 2 Kings 17 and 22. It says, for the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants and prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Cutha, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. So there you go. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them. So this account is not talking about Israel fearing the Lord. It's talking about the heathen. These are other nations. Ugh. All right, these are the heathen in the land of Samaria. Because it said that the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, from Cutha, from Ava, from Hamath, from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the God of the land. It says, therefore he has sent lions among them. So again, this is linking up with what I just read in Psalms 147 and 19 and 20. That the Lord only revealed his word unto Jacob, and his law, statutes, and all that, he gave it to Israel. But unto the heathen, he had not dealt so, nor had they known his judgment. So they're literally telling you, the heathen are saying, we don't know the Lord's ways. But the ones that you removed out of there, which were the Israelites, they know his ways. So check it out. It says that they know not the manner of the God of the land. Therefore he had sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom you brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the God of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit and this actually links with this is the reason why you had, hold on, I'm gonna let this loud ass truck go by real quick. And Shalom, by the way, Yahweh Shemashai Brakatah. some water, man. I'm gonna have to read these. All right, now that that truck went by. So this is actually the account that you would use to link up with, what is that, John the 4th chapter? When Yahushua went to the well and that woman was sitting at the well, because we know that that woman was a heathen, all right? Because the Lord ended up telling her, there's going to come a time where the true worshipers shall worship in truth and sincerity. Because that woman, she wasn't an Israelite. She was a heathen. But the reason why she thought that Yahushua was her power and everything was because you had at this time, man, the heathen that were living in Samaria at that time, they were living within the ways of the Lord, so to speak. All right, because if not, lions would be sent out after them. All right, so they were basically brainwashed, all right, bugged out, all right, because they weren't the people of the Lord. All right, but it says in 2 Kings 17 and 28, it says that one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own and put them in the houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made. See, man, see, why would we give a seat of rulership with these people, man, when they don't want to do it? They don't want to serve the Lord, man. These nations, it says, howbeit. So even after there was a priest brought into Samaria to teach the heathen how to serve or how to fear the Lord, it said howbeit, meaning, but regardless, every nation made gods of their own. So they did what they wanted to do. All right, they thought they could serve the Lord, or they thought they could obey the Lord, or put this front up like they were serving the Lord while worshiping their gods. Makes no damn sense, man. The heathen are unstable. These other nations are. Look at the fucking the Indians today, man. These Hamites too. They wash themselves in piss and cow piss, bull piss, making doo-doo babies. There's nothing honorable about a fucking 6-inch disc in your lip, you know? Washing yourself with shit. There's nothing honorable about that, man. Drinking piss, thinking a cow is holy. Where the fuck is the honor in that, man? These people are unstable, man. But that's who that's who you would want to rule with us, man. You know, piss garments. You know. They said, howbeit, and how, on top of that, nations that don't give a fuck about Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? Howbeit, every nation made gods of their own and put them in the houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made. Every nation in their cities wherein they dwelt. And the men of Babylon made Succoth Benoth, and the men of Cuth made Negol, and the men of Hamath made Ashima. And the Avites made Nibhaz and Tartik, and the Sepharvites burnt their children in fire to Adramelech and Anamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. So these are names of other gods, all right, that they were worshiping in the land of Samaria. All right, it says, so they feared the Lord and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests of the high places, which sacrificed for them in the houses of the high places. So these were not Israelite priests. These were heathen. They made themselves priests, all right? They feared the Lord and served their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. It says, unto this day they do after the former manners. They feared not the Lord, neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinances, or after the law of the commandment which the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel. It says, with whom the Lord had made a covenant and charged them, saying, you shall not fear other gods, nor bow yourselves to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them. But look at what the heathen did. They built and made other gods. You know, it says that they lavished gold out of a bag. All right, you know, you get a fucking flour and you dip it in some chocolate and doo-doo and then lay it over with gold and you call it a god, man. Which actually, that's real. It was the god Narcissus, or Narcissus, if you say it the right way, which the word narcissistic and narcissist, Salakia, man, I'm talking so much. But that's where you get the word narcissist from the god of narcissism. When you look at that account, The god was a Greek god, but basically he loved himself so much he couldn't stop looking at himself, to the point where he was so conceited that he ended up looking at himself in the river, and it was said that he spent the rest of his life just staring at himself until he turned into a flower. That's why there's a flower called the narcissus flower, because it will grow. It'll actually grow, and it'll tilt on where it grows. It grows on the edge of a river or a lake, whatever, and it'll wilt and tilt over and look at itself. See, man, these guys are fucking crazy, man. I knew about that because that mythology, because I liked Greek mythology, and I liked these certain gods, man, when I was learning about them in school. And I thought it was cool. So I've held on to that knowledge, man, since I was a child, man. But these are the things that the heathen look to, man. These are doctrines or philosophies or theologies that the heathen talk about, man. Our God exists, all right? He's the true living power, all right? In fact, hold on. I'm gonna get a bunch of precepts about it. Jeremiah 10:10, it says, you know what? This is you know what? I'm gonna read and I'm gonna jump around on this chapter. Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. All right. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. The Lord is telling you, man. These are the book of clear words now, man. We've taught this so much, but for some reason, you know, it's in a circle back around. All right, because we're gonna have to tell you to the end that we are not the heathen, man. There's a difference between us and these other nations. That's why the Lord said that a dog should not come against the head of Israel. All right, but basically that the Lord not put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. All right, let me go in and get that. I don't want to butcher it. Hold on. Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, which the dogs of these other nations, against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. There you go. All right. We're different. We move different. We act different. We feel different. We do things different. All right. Doesn't the Lord tell you to hate the evil, establish the good? We're indifferent. That's what the word hate means. To be indifferent. And we hate these nations. And these nations hate us because they're not like us, man. All right. We're not like them. Though you have us mingled among them, like it says pursuant to what, Psalm 104 or 106, or it said that, you know, we did not destroy these heathen as we were commanded, but we were mingled among them. So we learned to be like them today, man. That's why we act like them. That's why we practice their customs. All right. But we're not them, man. When you come down to the wire of it, man, you can tell who is an Israelite and who ain't. All right. But let me see. Let me go back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 10:2, it says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. That's why they see a star shoot, and they see a meteor maybe shoot down, and they think, oh shit, it's the God of the rocks. You know, they say some weird shit, man. It says, thus saith the Lord. It says, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Now let me jump down to verse 6. It says, for so as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord. There you go again, extolling and magnifying the Lord, that he's different, man. First of all, he exists, okay? It says, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. It says, who would not fear thee, O King of nations? Because the Lord is the King of all nations, all right? The Lord tells you, he says that he makes whoever he will to rule in his kingdom, all right? But he's the King of all things. Even, who was it with Nicanor in the book of 2 Maccabees? You had an account where it was the Shabbat, and, you know, basically some of the children of Israel were trying to tell Nicanor to not be wicked on that day. And they said, for there is a God who reverences this day. And Nicanor said, but I am a powerful man on the earth. All right? Shit. But we know that there is one that rules all the nations, all right? It's Yahweh Yahweh Shai. It says, who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. It says, for as much as among all these wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. It says, but they are altogether, meaning the heathen. It says, but they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities, because that goes back to the author of fables. These heathen, man, they'll look at a piece of grass, man. They'll watch a bug's life and think that there's actually a fucking stick figured bug out there that lives, and they'll turn it into a god, man. You know? It says the stock is a doctrine of vanities. It says silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the workmen and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the cunning of work. Salaki, they are all the work of cunning men. It goes into, when you go into Sirach, no. When you go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, it breaks it down, man, what these men, what it entailed when they were doing these things. They knew, it said that for this was an opportunity to deceive the world. These men that built up these fake ass gods out of wood and stone, they knew what they were doing when they were pushing the lies. Okay, they spread plates into silver. They work it out. They make an image. All right, knowing damn well that it's not a real God. But it says, but the Lord is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. The nations. There you go again. Who are these nations? Who is it talking about? If the Lord is saying that he's going to save the people of Israel, does that mean the whole world? Man, you people have gotten simple, man. You got it to where you teach that even that no, you're a reborn Israelite. Fuck, get out of here, man. It says, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall you say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. It says in verse 14, every man is brutish in his knowledge, every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. They're gonna melt. They're gonna turn to ash. These ivory-made fat Buddhas and all that. Who was the god? I can't remember the Chinese god, man. It was the king. It was the king, and the king. Basically, that's the king that these Chinese look at today, man. The fat king. I can't remember his name anymore, man. Damn. I want to say it started with an O or something. But yeah, man, they're gonna melt in that time. All right. It says the portion of Jacob is not like them. There you go again. Our lot is not like the rest of these other nations. For he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. All right. Let's see. It says in verse 25, pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not. These heathen don't know the Lord. I just read to you in 2 Kings the account where they didn't know the Lord, man. They didn't know they didn't know the manner of the God of the land, which was referring to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? Or to Yahweh, right? Okay. Damn. So it's saying, pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not. And going back to Psalms 147 and 20. These other nations have never been given the judgments and statutes in the correct way on how to serve or fear the living power, all right? Because the Lord don't care about them. He don't need them to fear him. He needs them to be in their place, which is to be under Israel as servants. It says, pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name, for they have eaten up Jacob, and devoured him, and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate, man. God damn, how do you not see that it's clearly talking about that these heathen are these other nations? All right, we've broken it down who the nation of Israel is. All right, and if you don't come out of that line, you're not going to be saved. You're not going to be you're not going to be saved. A part of your your nations are going to be destroyed, but the other are going to be servants. And then through those servants, they're going to, procreate and bring you back to be a servant forever. All right? Let me see. Let me get this in Isaiah. It might be Isaiah 34 or it might be Zephaniah. Let me look at Zephaniah first. Hold on. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be Isaiah 34, I believe. Man, hold on. Well, that doesn't directly say the heathen. So I know there's one where it talks about before that great day come upon the heathen. Hold on. Oh my God, hold on. Salakim. Oh, here it is. Obadiah 1:15. It says, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee." Now you can go into the book of Zephaniah. All right. It says, "As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head." Now there was a precept in Zephaniah that I wanted to get, where it talked about Moab and Ammon. It said in Zephaniah 2 and 8, it says, "I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits in a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts." So these are the part of the heathen. All right? It says, what thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So you reproached us. All right? You oppressed. You took us into captivity. You magnified yourself against our borders, meaning you came into our land and you took us. You had war against our people. You hurt our people. You destroyed our women. All right? So you're going to go into captivity too. All right? Psalms. Yeah, let me read some of these precepts, man. The water, by the way. Hey, James 5:4, man. "Behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud." Which, this goes into Esau too, man. Because you find out that we actually had, our people, man, even though Judah, when they were here in America, man, we actually inherited some land. We actually had some land. But you had Esau, man, take that land away from us. All the way from Judah down to Gad. We had land, but there was something called the Indian land grab. All right? And you had this issue going back to like 2014, 2015, when Esau was trying to build a pipeline through a certain reservoir. I can't remember what state it was, but Esau comes up with all these policies or these laws that they framed by mischief to take the land. Look at what they did with Maui. Now that's not us, but because Esau wants land, if he don't get his way, he'll either just bulldoze it down regardless, or burn it up, all right, or lie to you and be like, well, no, it's this and this, da da da, and then you find out this devil has been doing projects on your land without your consent, and then you find out, well, no, this was given to us, blah blah blah. Esau's stolen all the land from Jacob, all right. If you go into the headright system, you'll find out that the same system that Esau used to steal the land that we rightfully owned, the same system he used, which was called the headright system, if you calculate it out back to what Jake should be owed, Jacob would actually own more than half of America. All right, let that sink in, man. If Esau did what was right and gave us what we were owed, we would actually own nearly all of America right now, because back then it was half, but we would actually own predominantly the majority of America. But do we? Do we own this land? No. We captives. We killed for trying to say that this is our land. They say go back to your land. Motherfucker, you came from Europe. You crossed the whole ocean to get over here, but you have a Mexican jump the border, and they say go back to your country. The nerve of, hey, the pride, because of your pride, man. The nerve of you people, man, to try to look at us like we're the thieves, like we did wrong. No, man. No. You can't use, well, look how y'all act today with it. That's because of you. All right? You created a system to allow us to bug out. All right? Psalms 2:1, it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? You actually believe that this all belongs to you today. You actually believe that, hey man, what did it say about Asia? You know, about Moab? It said that you want to be like Esau. All right? See, I don't know. To be honest, hold on. To be honest, I don't know. I don't really have that much knowledge about what China knows against America. I don't know if they know that America is going to be destroyed, but it does tell you, it does call Moab a wretch because you wanted to be like. Hold on, let me get it. Hold on, I don't want to butcher this. Hold on. Oh yeah, second edge is 15 and 46. It says, and thou Asia that art partaker of the hope of Babylon. So like I said, I don't know if you know, China, you know, is waiting for America to be destroyed, because you have right now, you got China being mad at America, right? They've been trying to ally with Russia. All right. So we already know that these other nations, they're waiting to see who's going to be the next superpower. All right. But it says, and now Asia that are partaker of the hope of Babylon and art the glory of her person, because we know this is talking about China because of all the business that China's done, man, and all the wealth that she gets from America doing business with her. All right, and China is the runner-up for having the most populated people on the planet. It says, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and has decked, who is that talking about? Who's the her? Babylon. And has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory. Yeah, the business that America did with you really was, again, through ill-gotten gain, ill-gotten policy, all right, or ill-made policy. And you didn't have a problem making business and profit. You know, first of all, man, the shoe, you make the most, you're the one who make the shoes for Jake, all right? You're making the products that are responsible for bugging out Jake. All right. It says, well, woe unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. There you go. See, you deck yourself with your abundance that you get from America, not having a problem that what you put on, the way that you deck yourself is really through blood. All right, through deviousness. All right, because like I said, man, the things that you're making is responsible for bugging us out, keeping us distracted. You know, becoming dumber. All right. Because you know damn full well, man, that these TVs, you know damn well Jake is glued to a TV. You know damn well that Jake is bugging out over the shoes that you make. All right. Whatever else you make, clothing. All right. It says, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. That's why it says that the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. All right, so you're going to take part with certain of that destruction. All right, and mainly for what you did to Israel. Okay, you oppressed us too. You weren't our friend. Okay, so you're not going to be with us. All right, you're not going to dwell in safety with us. All right, you're not going to be receiving salvation. Again, you have no need for it, man. You're enjoying this kingdom. All right. So let me get maybe a couple more, and I'm going to end it. Yeah, I'm at the end of here soon. Oh, so let me go back to Ezra real quick. I want to finish that off. Going back to Ezra 4 and 2, it says, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power, as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, the king of Assur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us. Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power. See, if an Israelite was in his right mind in this time, they would respond with that same answer today, to this very day. Let the heathen know, you ain't got no dealings with this. This ain't your God. Don't worry about him. First of all, I read your history. See, you kicked us out of Samaria, and then you started worshiping your own gods. Why would we give you access and privilege to worship our power, man? You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna try to sacrifice some bullshit on one of the days. The heathen cannot keep the laws, man. They can't. And say we have our heel on their necks. Say they do it for a minute, but the minute we loosen up, guarantee you, man, them heathen are gonna go right to the left. They're gonna go right away to the wrong side immediately, or shortly after. Whereas Israel, man, we're gonna have the laws within our mind, man, so we're gonna never go off. We're gonna never lapse ever again. So someone who can do the job 100% perfectly right and excel and overachieve with it versus someone who's gonna mess up with it. I don't think I'm gonna hire the one that can do the job perfectly. And that's us, the children of Israel, the children of the Lord. All right. I'm going to read this after this. Ezra 6 Ezra 4, back to 4 and verse 3. It says that the chief priests, right? It says, but Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, you have nothing to do with us to build a house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, had commanded us, because they said that they came before worshiping since the days of Esarhaddon, which goes back to the Assyrian Empire. So you go past, because Cyrus was the first one after Darius the Mede, which Darius the Mede was an actual Mede, all right? But Cyrus was the first ruler of the Persian Empire that when the Persians took over, because you had the Mede Empire ruling first. That goes back to the horn on the goat, all right? Pursuant to Daniel the 8th chapter, you had two horns on the goat. One was taller than the other. That represented the smaller one was the Mede Empire, and then the taller one came up after, because the Persian Empire was more voluptuous, was more abundant, was more beautiful. So that's what I was talking about. But the Cyrus was the first one to rule among the 13 rulers of the Persian Empire. All right, 13 or 11? It's either 11 or 13. Salakia. But Cyrus did give Israel the permission to go back and build the temple. All right. It says as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us. Like I said, the Persians are going to be like a friend in the kingdom to us. All right? They gave us hell, but they didn't do too much hell, man. When you look at certain accounts, all right? They were in a way fascinated with us as well, man. It says, then the people of the land weakened the hand. So after you were told that you could not serve with us, or that you can't take part with, that's really what it is, man. Again, the whole scheme of things is that you want to be us. You want to act like us, and you want to take part with what we do, but you're not. Look, bro, get the fuck away from us. This is not your right. You don't have our permission to serve with our power, man. All right? You know what's really fucking weird? I've seen a lot of gooks today, man. This is like the 5th one that I've seen, and I never see Asians, man. That's funny as hell. And it was funny. I've been talking about them. But look, man, y'all have nothing to do with this. All right? We're not going to share the kingdom with you. We're not going to share our glory. We're not going to share our inheritance. We're not going to share our commonwealth, our right, all right, our promises. In fact, to prove that, let's just get it in Galatians. All right? Galatians says it clearly. All right? Galatians 3 and verse 16, I believe. It says, you know what? I'll start at Galatians 3 and 16. Yeah, 3 and 16. It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not unto seeds as of many, but as of one. And to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. And what seed did Yahushua come from? He came out of the tribe of Judah, which is right here, a tribe of Israel. He was an Israelite. All right? So it says, but as he said, and he said, he saith not unto seeds. So multiple nations are not going to get in on this, man. It's only going to be Israel. But he saith not unto seeds as of many, but as of one. Because who was the firstborn of Abraham? Technically, the firstborn was Ishmael. And Abraham did have other sons, all right, but it fell into Isaac, okay? And that's the mystery. Because you think, oh, it should have fell into Ishmael, but you also find out, what was it? Hagar was the mother, but Hagar wasn't even of the kin of Abraham, because Abraham was told, just like Isaac and Jacob, they were told to get someone close to their kin, all right, instead of Laban. So it was of his bone and of his flesh. So they were close within that line. It was a preserved line, just like the elites do today, man. They keep their line very close and preserved, all right, so that nobody can get in on their blessing, which wouldn't happen anyways, but you get what I'm saying, man. So the seeds of promises is to Israel, all right, as of one. Only one nation that's going to get the promises and the covenant, which is going to be you nations right here, man, from Judah down into Issachar, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So I got 12 minutes. So hey, how was the water again, man? The water for the precepts. And Lord willing, you know, whoever views the video, you know, you look at the precepts. That's what they're there for. But I mean, this goes into everything I was talking about. I mean, the point of this lesson, which I didn't get all the precepts I wanted, the point is just to show that these heathen are not going to take part in the blessings of Israel. They're not going to be saved, man. Yeah, they're going to be saved in an aspect of being used for servants, but that's it. That's the only reason that they're going to be around. Okay. Let me get this and then I'm going to end it. Going back to 2 Ezra 6 chapter. 2 Ezra 6 and 56, it says, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun. So they began. That means they were something else before this, and begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, the only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands, meaning we're now under them. We're submitted to them. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Because you had David, and I brought this out the other day, David acknowledged that they were made to be under us. They were made to obey us. All right? Let me see. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try it with the word submit. It's in the book of Psalms, right there. Hold on. Yeah, Psalms 18. And this is a prayer from David. It says, Psalms 18:43, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. It says, a people, which this is our inheritance. What is it in Psalms, the 2nd chapter? Did you get? No. It is Psalms, the 2nd chapter, where it says, is it Psalms where Yahweh said that I may possess the heathen? Let me get that real quick. Salakia. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to get these all out before I gotta go, because I gotta go here in a second. All right. This is wow, more Asians. What the fuck? I know I sound real racist right now. Let's see. Hold on. It said, ask of me and I will give thee the heathen. Right here. Psalms 2:7. It says, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. He's talking about Yahweh Shai. It says, ask of me and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. This is our inheritance, man. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron, will rule them with the rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Now, the inheritance part, we're going back to Psalms, the 18th chapter. All right. Psalms 18:43 says, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. See, you're made to serve us, motherfucker. You are servants. You octopus eating, a live bat crunching, all right, slug cooking. Y'all motherfuckers are made to be servants to us. And God damn it, you ain't gonna be making that shit in the kingdom. And if you try that shit, if you try to slip in a slug in my meal, you're gonna be broken like a potter's vessel. It says, as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. Yahweh liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the power of my salvation be exalted. It is the Most High that avengeth me and subdueth the people under me. He delivered me from mine enemies. I hope that really sinks in, man. These heathen are going to serve us. That was made to serve us. You were made to submit to us, and you're made to obey us. And the scriptures say, man, that if you don't obey us, man, certain things, the curses are going to be on you, man. We're going to hold back the early and latter rain. All right. So, hey, man, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I got to go. You got to go some business at 3 o'clock. But, hey, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which rule well. Peace and much love. Honors and blessings to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Hold fast. Keep that energy going, man. Push even more. All right, but with that, hey, Yahweh Bahashem Shai Brakathom. Kwame Shalom.